Today I'm offshore Portland with the Blue Sky guys, Ron and Trevor. And they're out here chasing southern bluefin tuna. They're going to use pretty much a set of standard game gear, overhead reels, mono line. They're going to probably use diving lures and maybe skirted trolling lures as well. I thought what I'd do is just do something a little bit different, bring along one of my jig rods. In this case it's a Shimano Jig Rex and a thread line. See if we can knock over a few bluefin tuna on that. Also going to try a different lure. This lure, it's called a scent blazer. And what makes these lures different to most other skirted trolling lures is they have a little scent chamber, a little burley chamber in them. You can load it up. And he surmises that this just makes it a little bit more attractive than the other lures trolling in the water. So I thought, why not give it a go? He has some other nifty little ideas, like he's got lights, rattles and other things you can put in them, but to start off with, I'm just going to try one of these little scent blazers, load it up with a bit of burley, in this case maybe pilchards or something, a bit of tuna oil, and see how it stacks up to the other lures. Got Lawrence Rock in the background here, which basically is the start of the tuna grounds off Portland, so I guess we'll get some lures out and just see how we go. One of the biggest challenges about chasing southern bluefin is actually finding them. While there might be 250 boats at the Portland boat ramp, you get out here and I look around and there's not one more boat within, well, anywhere on the horizon. So there's 250 boats out here at the moment and I can't see any of them. But we're trialling this 50-metre line, which is a good line for school southern bluefin tuna. Actually, you can probably get big bluefin along here as well too. Bluefin season starts at about February, maybe at its earliest, really peaks in May and runs through into July, at least in the waters of the Southern Ocean and Bass Strait from Portland, Port Macdonald in the west in South Australia and through to Port Fairy, Warrnambool and then on to Apollo Bay. In really good seasons you actually will get southern bluefin in the rip at the mouth of Port Phillip Bay. But the main ports in Victoria are Portland, Warrnambool, Port Fairy, and then further to the east being Apollo Bay. So we're just going to troll up this 50-metre line, look for birds, and when we find them, we should be able to find those southern bluefin. Well, we've got a bit of action here. How many we got on, Ron?
We've got 3 fish on.
About done the hook. There we go, have a look at that. Well, there we go. About 15-20 years ago these guys were seriously threatened, but now they've made a big comeback and they're a beautiful fish. Great to eat. We're obviously going to keep this one. It's legal to keep 2 per person per day. And this fish I reckon is about 12 kilos. Whoa. And as you can see, little Z steel mustad, little scent blazer. Throw him up here, did the trick, and there goes another one, just coming in the boat now. Okay, we'll put this one on the ice and see if we can get a few more. So we've come out to an area called the Horseshoe, which is about 50 kilometres from Portland. It's a fair way out and it's over the shelf. We're in about probably 400 metres of water at the moment. Trevor, what's the best trolling speed that you run the boat at for these skirted lures?
Well, when it's a bit choppy like this, you're running at about 7 knots, 7, 8 knots.
Yeah.
If it gets any rough, you're going to have to back off a bit, but about 7 or 8 knots. It covers a bit of ground and it seems to bring the tuna up.
There's some birds here. Hey, there's plenty of birds on the port side there, Ron.
Yeah, coming around to it
Yeah,
now.
it's a big school. Yeah, look at them out here.
There we go, we've got a bit of activity on the sounder as well.
Yeah, they're all turns too, so they're definitely SBTs. That's it, shotgun. Both scent blazers have gone off. One on the outrigger and one on the shotgun all the way back. We saw a whole whack of birds about 30 minutes ago. We've been trolling around on them. I'd say this fish is probably in the 12 to 15 kilo class. And it's hit the shotgun, so I had this scent blazer 150 metres back behind the boat. But we could do no good. We actually just slowed our trolling speed down from about 6.5 knots down to about 4. And it made all the difference. Oop, hang on. Have a look at that, eh? That's taken that yellow illuminator scent blazer out the back. Had it on a long drop back, on a shotgun drop back, about 120 metres. This guy's knocked himself up going all the way to the boat. He's knocking me up now too. I'd say he's about 15 kilos. One of the best eating fish in the Southern Ocean. And I can tell you, I think I'll dress this one down and take it home. Good on you, scent blazer. Now, while I have spoken about the bait chamber in these lures, it's not the only unique factor that has been built into them. They're actually built in about 3 or 4 different parts. Obviously the bait chamber just sits in under the skirt, and as you can see here, I've got it loaded with a little bit of pilchard, but I've also put some sinkers in there as well. This is a bullet head. They make about 4 or 5 different shaped heads, from pushers through to bullets through to jet heads. And in this case, because it's a bullet head, we're trolling fairly fast for southern bluefin tuna. I wanted a bit of weight in it, especially in the Southern Ocean where it's really rough. You need to hold the skirted lures down in the water a little bit, especially when you're running them on a shotgun, which is, this is perfect to be run all the way back on a shotgun. And a pusher head tend to run a lot shorter in and maybe a little less weight. Part of the other features of this lure actually has this little holder that just sits in between your hook, and it clips onto the back of the bait chamber. And in the holder you can actually run siloom sticks, and as you can see here, I've actually activated one of those, just add a little bit more light. It's a bit of a dull day now, so that just clips in there, and the whole system's really neat. Now, I'll just get this undone. As you can see, nice little pink squid, 6 inches long. And in this case, I'm going to run mainly 6-inch models, which is their smallest model, their nano model for these southern bluefins. Probably run one bigger lure. This is a 10-inch, and they go all the way up to 16 inches as well. This is on a pusher head. Same sort of features, bait chamber. So you can see here, the reason I put these Lumo beads on is just to give it the right sit. Get that hook sitting just in the tail of the skirt. Still legal, but just where it needs to be for a good hookup. So we might actually run that on an outrigger as well and see how that one goes. Just lastly, some of the other things that you can do with these lures, you can actually load siloom sticks on them. They also have some rattles you can put in them, and they also have a unique little activated light. This is a battery little light. You can actually load that up in there as well, so on those really dark days you can actually put a bit of a glow in the head, as well as loading some of the siloom sticks down the back here. Pretty neat. Just remember, turn it off, keep them separate when you're not using it. Plug it in there, you'll flatten the battery. I'm going to try this for maybe an hour up in the head, just see if it makes any difference on the bigger lure. Another neat thing that Scent Blazer make is a teaser. And they make them in 2 sizes. They make a 12-inch teaser and they make an 8-inch teaser. And I've just rigged up 3 of these to on a tow line to put out the back. Thing with these teasers makes them a little bit different than other teasers. Obviously they've got holes in the front here, flat nose, so they get a big smoke trail out the back, plenty of reflection off the chrome, but you can also again load them full of burley, so it's just an extra little bit of attraction. Just going to load them up with pillies and put it out the back. Best way to fish these teasers is just in front of your short corner. So I'm just going to put it out the back here in front of this short corner rig, and I'll put another one on the other side of the boat in front of the scent blazer lure on the short corner there. Yep, we're on. There we go, just pin it back. Yep. Oh, Jesus. Good fish. Yep. Okay, got colour. There he is. He's a bit green. Yep. Oi. Doing big circles. There he goes. Out in the back. Oh. Okay, we caught this one on the scent blazer lure, and it's well and truly hooked through the lip. There's no chance of that one coming off. And we sighted these fish, working the surface of the water with the birds, and trolled over the top, and sure enough, here we go. Got ourselves a lovely southern bluefin tuna.
It's Bill Klassen here from The Fishing Show, and if you like this instructional video and want to learn more, it's simple. Go to fishingshowtv.com.au and see a whole host of additional videos.